is Halloween Hunter here, and welcome back to my channel. It is currently October 1st recording this, and today for October 1st, I at least hope it's October 1st, I'm going to be doing an unboxing video on the Grave Grabber. So I am super excited to have this guy. You guys already know this is a another flashback prop this year, like Whack-A-Mole, Clown, and Buddy Bag of Jokes, and Little Nestor. This is just like that prop, one of those props. It is a remake of the 2015-2016 Grave Grabbing Corpse that Spear Halloween sold back then, and they brought him back this year. A lot of people didn't really like his return, but I personally was fine with it because I actually really wanted Grave Grabber Corpse back in the day. I really just wanted him. I even saw Grave Grabbing Corpse on other websites for cheap, but I never got one, unfortunately, and so having him come back actually had an opportunity for me to get him. So his box is really small, it's very flat too. There's the side of the box. I will post probably good images on Instagram about it because I do this box is not really well known out there yet, but yeah, there's the box for that. And yeah, this box is cheap. I mean, it's already coming apart, so that's nice. But anyways, let's go ahead and start unboxing the pieces. So I'm betting there's not really much because I already had the Grave Grabbing doll. I'm not really sure how much this has changed since 2016, but we'll find out. And they did change his name. His old name was Grave Grabbing Corpse. Now it's just Grave Grabber. I'm not really sure why they can't keep a consistent name with that. But, all right, here we go. So, got the instructions here. Grave Grabber. These are definitely going to be some really good meme-worthy stuff. And wow, here we go. Okay, so we got his arm. Really cool. They definitely did change the paint a bit on these new Grave Grabber. Okay. We also got right here another arm. I gotta put these back on because this is a part of it. Very cool. We got an adapter, some clothing. This clothing does look a little bit darker than the old one. Here's his head. His head has definitely changed quite a bit, which is cool. I forgot how loose it gets. It does get a little loose. Wow. His head's a little misshapen. I might have to go ahead and fix that. It does look kind of weird. But I'm wondering if this is squeezing anymore. But there he is. Very awesome face. Super happy to have him. It is a little deformed. I'm pretty sure I can fix that because it is pretty hot right now. So I was sitting in a car, so it kind of did get misshapen. I could probably fix that. Yeah, it's a little deformed, but that's okay. It's not like that bad. It's just, yeah, it's a little weird on the side, but it's fine. It looks fine still to me. I still like that face a lot. Definitely is different though, because it looks like a bit skinnier head. And then here's the module. It does look about the same. Looks a little different, I think, but about the same. It's still got one of those cheap SVI speakers. Unfortunately, they never fixed that, which is kind of sad because he deserves a good speaker. But there is also the belt, which used to have a cover on it, but they don't have that anymore on these new Grave Grabber. So, yeah, so I already know how this setup works, but I do want to make sure because I know sometimes these things can be difficult. But we'll just go with the flow on this one for sure. So, alrighty, so we're gonna start off with the clothing. I'm not even going to speed this part up because this guy doesn't need a big speed up. So we're gonna start with the clothing. Pretty sure this is, yeah, this is the front of it. Okay, so we're going to wrap it around the body. Alright, so now we got the clothing on. It was a little hard. I had to kind of speed it up a little bit because it was, you know, pretty tight. I forgot how tight these Grave Grabber's clothing can get. But let's go ahead and put his arm in. We'll put in this arm here. Pull that up. I'm pretty sure they don't have any lid on the belt because the belt does often wear out a lot on these Grave Grabbing props. But here we go. That is clothing on. I'm super excited because I've been wanting this guy ever since he came back, and I finally have him. So we're gonna see how he looks. And I have every Flashback Friday so far, so I didn't really want to miss out on this guy, despite his return being maybe a little bit more useless. But I'm pretty sure it was a money grab for this guy to return. Okay, so we got that part in. Now we're just going to connect his little loop right here. I'm trying to find that area. These are kind of tricky to find. First, let me see if I can go in the back of it and look for it. Alright, so I found the latch. I couldn't find it at first, so it was kind of hard to look at it and see it. Found it, luckily. Trying to just get this little pin out. It's a little hard. And I put this latch in right here. I'm gonna connect the head and lock it in. Since I've now found the latch. Now that the head's secure, I can finally put this on. Alright, so I kind of connected that in. And I think now the final step really are that this mouth is weirdly connected. I gotta unplug that real quick. That's it. Now that I've got that done, I do need to connect the adapter for this prop. Got these little pull tabs right here, and the adapter is now in. So I did have to kind of speed this video up a little bit, but that's just because I didn't want to make this video too long over me just connecting some little tight pieces on a grave grabbing prop. So we have finally done it now. Now it's just more of just adjusting the prop, making it look nice. But yeah, this guy, yeah, it's a bit of a tedious setup because those grave grabbers use, you know, very tight pieces and they're very specific on where they go. So yeah, so that's pretty much grave grabbing corpse. He looks really awesome. I am super glad to have this guy for sure. I'm glad that after all these years I was able to finally obtain one. It also looks like the Velcro for this is better made than the original, because I have the original grave grabbing doll and its sensor was not very much in place or in put. But this does look a lot better for that. I'm trying to find the hole. I think it's connected. It's connected the wrong way. There we go. So yeah, there he is. That's pretty much grave grabbing corpse, making sure he's in frame. He looks awesome. So now let's go ahead and test him out. Alright everyone, so here's Grave Grabber after the demo, and I just gotta say, this guy is a really cool remake. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like him because, you know, nobody really asked him to come back. He wasn't really like highly requested by fans, but I think the reason why they brought him back is because he was such a good seller in 2015 and 2016, and they never really brought him back after that, and I think they kind of just wanted something smaller for the website. So I don't really get it how people compare this to like Barnyard and Butcher returning or Untitled Death or anything like that, because this guy is a bit different than them. He's obviously a lot smaller. I'm actually kind of glad he's back. I mean, yes, that's a weird return, but I think I wanted him so much and they brought him back, and I don't really know if I like him better than the original or not. I kind of like him more so far because I like how he has extra audio. The extra audio is kind of funny. Especially now that he talks, that's really interesting. I didn't know, I don't think anyone else knew that he would have extra phrases, because in the Spirit demo, we only heard his original activation, so that is cool. He's got more audio and more, you know, an actual phrase too. I don't have the original one, but he does look identical, but you can obviously tell some differences. That mold is definitely different. It's definitely got a different mold. Mine's a bit deformed a little bit, just a little bit right there, but it looks fine, honestly. It's not that bad. It's mainly facing frontward. He looks fine. His hands are really cool. I like how this one's fingers are actually more noticeable. I think the original one didn't have this, but if I get the original one ever, I'll definitely do a comparison then. But this guy, I can tell from just grave grabbing doll in general, has definitely had some changes. I believe he also has a speaker jack now. Unfortunately, he uses one of those cheap old SVI speakers, which is understandable because you can't really hide a big speaker in this guy. But yeah, I mean, they returned him and they still haven't given him like a big speaker, which is kind of sad, but hey, that's fine. He's $120 on the website, and personally, I do think it's a little overpriced. I think even the original prices for Halloween, I think he should have been $80 back then, and this year he should have been $100 because that would have made a lot of sense. I don't mind paying $120, but you know, it could have been a lot cheaper, and even then, you know, the oversized shipping and stuff, that this guy went around like $130, $140, which is an unfortunate price, but I'm still glad to have him. He actually was more exciting to me than Whack-A-Mole, because I already had the original Whack-A-Mole, so this guy's actually the first flashback this year, and the only flashback this year that we know of that I own none of the original of. So I had the original Little Nestor, Bloody Bag of Jokes, and Whack-A-Mole Clown, but I don't have the original of this guy, so that's definitely very interesting to hear that this guy's my only flashback this year that we know of that I don't have the original of. And I almost did get the original, but I'm glad I waited because this guy I think is a bit cooler. He looks a lot like the original. I think the clothing is darker though, and this creepy cloth is, I think, the same, but it's in different areas. But yeah, that face mold is definitely new. We kind of saw that in the SVI documentary video, that his head mold is different, which is cool. His jaw is not connected to him. It's actually just loose, but it's on this pole, which the head moves back and forth, and it just kind of stays put. So that's pretty cool. But overall, it's really cool. I don't really know why his name and his eyes blink constantly. I think the original one had a constant eye blinking, like it wasn't blinking in the original, kind of was like a steady tone. I don't remember, but I think this one blinks a lot. It is kind of annoying, but it's fine. I don't really mind it that much. Like I think that's probably my only complaint with him. He doesn't seem like he's as bad as quality as the original models. I think they definitely made it a lot sturdier. It just seems like that so far. I don't see any problems so far. The mechanism is very similar to the original though, just some minor, you know, upgrades. But overall, this guy is super cool. I'm just super glad in general to be finally owning this guy. I pre-ordered him about a month ago, and I'm just really happy overall that he's okay. And here's the back of me wondering if, you know, if you have these SVI grave grabbers, you already kind of know. And there's the speaker, you know, one of the old speakers, but it does have the speaker jack, which is pretty cool. So that's definitely useful because his audio is pretty decently quiet. It's not that quiet, but it is pretty decently not too loud. So if you want to upgrade that, you can add an external speaker to that, I believe. Let me make sure, just in case I'm misleading you guys, but it looks like, yeah, it does look like there is one. It does, yes, there is. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys, for Grave Grabber. They changed his name. He used to be Grave Grabbing Corpse, and he was actually sold at Morris Costumes in 2014 through, like, 2015, 2016 as a Clawing Corpse. And that's actually the original name for this guy, this new one, too, on the shipping site and on the... in the manufacturing. This guy was actually called Clawing Corpse also. So this guy, you know, is called Grave Grabber, but overall, really cool. It's pretty interesting he came back. I think he's overhated. I definitely think he's really cool. He's definitely really good outside versatile prop. He fits in a lot of themes, so I think definitely this guy is worth the grab. No pun intended, but he definitely is really awesome, and I think he's pretty underrated for being a flashback. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for Grave Grabber here. Overall, I think he's definitely a really cool prop this year. Honestly, one I'm really happy to have and really excited to own, and I'm excited to use him this year. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And make sure to subscribe because there's definitely going to be a lot more content coming very soon. I have a lot of videos planned for October. It's October 1st. I do a thing every year. I usually do a thing every year called Counttober where I upload every day, but I haven't really done that for a couple of years. But I might be bringing that back. I'm not sure. It's depending on my schedule, but just expect a lot more videos coming out. We have Mr. Dark coming to the channel, Ophelia. I have Inferno Reaper, who I have filmed his videos in August. I have Giggles, whose videos have been out for a couple of weeks, haven't uploaded yet. And Exterminator and the Fogging Reaper come tomorrow, so those guys are definitely going to be on the channel very soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for Grave Grabber here. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to Halloween Haunted Days for more Halloween videos, and I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.